I didn't realize when they're somewhat liberal, I guess a lot of their horse
folk.
owners, the horse folk. And so one of the gals that works over there, she tells me, she goes, I'm a Trump fan, but none of the rest of them over here are.
All right, before we start this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the YouTube channel here. If you have not subscribed, please do. If you are listening to the show in podcast form, please leave a positive review on whatever podcast outlet that you're listening to the show. And if you enjoy the show, if you get something out of it, if you get a chuckle and a laugh, if you enjoy one of the stories, please share it with your friends, because that is how we get the stagecoach across America. All right, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are coming to you from Woodstock, Illinois. I didn't even know there was a Woodstock in Illinois.
I know.
All right,
in New York.
I lived here for 18 years. I had no clue. Anyway, we have with us Tonya Franklin from Fast
First Aid
and Firearms Training
Academy.
Training Academy.
You got it.
Thank you so much for having me on.
My pleasure.
Thank you for
having me.
Thank you. Right.
Along for the ride.
Who should be thanking who here?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Cornfields.
Oh my gosh. I used to tell people I'm the boy from Illinois.
Oh yeah, I rhyme all the time, so I like that.
The boy from Illinois. All right,
True
so
story.
you reached out to me a few years ago, and this is what I love about having a show, is you hear from people, and you reached out and you're like, hey, I'm outside of Chicago. If you're ever in the area, I'd love to be on the show. And I'm like, okay. And in 2020, I ended up coming out to the hometown a few times for family things, and I've been out once or twice here and there. But I was coming out for personal reasons for this weekend, and I'm like, wait, where did that lady write me? Was it my personal Facebook page? Was it Riding Shotgun Facebook? Was it email? So I'm scrolling through all my messages, and I found the message from you, and I'm like, there she is. I gotta reach out to her. I'm available this day. Let's see if we can make this happen.
That's awesome. When the fact that you even remembered that, because that was the height of COVID. And I was watching one of your episodes, and I wanted to tell you how to get people out of getting all the exemptions.
Right. Oh,
my medical background.
Yes.
That's why I reached out to you, and I'm like, oh, we could help a lot of people. Tell them how to get an exemption, and a lot's changed since then. I actually had kicked off a Girl and a Gun chapter.
Awesome.
Back then, I didn't think people would show up, right? Because they were all masked and staying at home.
Right, and staying
and
6
I was
feet apart.
Bored and going out of my mind, not believing any of it. And December 13th, I said, meet and greet at my house. And it was so busy. My husband was out there directing traffic with a dive flag. He's like, that's great.
Oh my
so
God,
we had
that's
all
great.
these women show up, and I'm like, okay, I guess they're not afraid. So we called the gun range, and I said, I've got a lot of interest. And they let me come in and bring my group in, and we've got a couple of different ranges that we meet at, plus at my place. So
Very
we do
cool.
a lot of training, and it's girls' night out and lots of classes, and I enjoy doing it. But the reason I got into it was not because I was addicted to firearms.
Why did you get into it? Tell us about this.
When we moved here, I call myself a fish out of water from Florida. And the politics of it, the height of the Tea Party, that's, I'm like, I put the T in Tea Party here in Illinois.
Nice.
And so when I go back home, 6,000 people are showing up to a rally. Here, you're lucky if you get 50.
Right.
And so we worked really hard. And then my husband explained I had to get this void. And I said, you got to get a what?
A what?
No, I don't. I do
Right,
not.
because I get the Second Amendment. I don't have to get some
Thank
stinking.
you.
Right, I don't need no stinking void.
My favorite number. I teach CPR. 2 hands, 2 minutes, 2 inches, 2 per second. Second Amendment.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. And so it was just, okay, yeah, I'll go get your void. but when you make me do something, I'm going to do it all the way. So I got the void, and I wanted to know, the process and what does this get me and what can I do with it?
Right.
And then what kind of registry is this? And so I don't even own a gun yet, and I've got to get this thing just because my husband owned a gun.
Such nonsense.
Yeah. It's in the house and he's gone a lot. And if I want to go practice with it, I got to have this firearms owner ID card. And then I tried telling people, well, we don't have to have those. And I've lived in like 7 states.
You don't have to have those in free America.
Yeah. What do people not know this? So back then it was Mayor Daley. So I was marching around his office until I'd lose my voice. Then I got a megaphone and some flags, and we got the concealed carry here. And as soon as they did, I put in for my concealed carry and the instructor course right after.
Nice.
Yeah. So NRA and then USCCA.
Very cool.
I partnered with them. I love them. USCCA has been very good to me. They are all about our Second Amendment. I've had, being an instructor in this state, there's a lot of things going on here, and they make you a criminal just overnight with the stroke of a pen. Passing another law that, I really love, and you had her on the show, Diana Muller.
Yeah, I've had her on the show a couple times.
Yeah, she's with Women for Gun Rights and her DC project, and it's another resource that I can give my women when you got 100 women in a chapter, a gun chapter, and some of them are about shooting, some are about competition, some are about socializing, and some really are about more education, not legislation. And they know that they can use their voice to do some good here in Illinois. So I like to put them in touch with Diana, the Illinois State Line Rifle Association. So all my little resources, or big ones, that I've had all these years from all the different things that I've done has culminated into this wonderful thing that we're just milking to change lives and change laws over here and get our rights back. Because I probably won't stay in this state forever, but I'm certainly planning on leaving it better than I found it.
Nice. That's great. That's great. All right, so let's talk about the process to get the FOID card, because Illinois had the FOID card for forever, and then I think it was 2013 when they had the I think it was the Azelle case, Rhonda's case.
Yes.
And then you could, because Illinois came out and said, hey, listen, okay, well, you can finally have a carry permit, and you have to do 16 hours of class. And Rhonda lives on the south side of Chicago, and she doesn't have a vehicle. She does have some health issues, so she has a hard time getting around. There are no shooting ranges or gun stores in Chicago. I mean, other than the whole outdoor, the world's largest outdoor gun range, right?
Right.
But there's no gun stores, there's no gun ranges, and the Second Amendment Foundation actually helped Rhonda with that case to say, no, you got to make it so people can get a permit. So what happened? Like, when did that change? I think it was 2013 was when that changed.
Yeah, it took them a while to get that, write that legislation for us.
Yeah, and I do remember reading stories about sheriffs that would say, hey, listen, if you got a FOID card, carry, we don't care. We're not going to arrest you. It's not going to be a problem for us because you've already passed a background check and all this stuff. So,
well, once the 16 hours, it's kind of a tough class to teach because you got to sit there for 2 days straight. It's painful sometimes.
I can't imagine that.
But what I teach, I do love. They have amazing curriculum. If you find it, NRA, USCCA, and I love the curriculum. I partnered up with USCCA for their curriculum rather than write my own, and it works for me. They have a self-defense mindset, and that's important in this state. That's why I did it, being a first responder. Yeah. When you have to get that FOID, they take your picture, it's using your driver's license, kind of your mugshot again, and you've got to present that card every time you go to buy ammo, before you touch a gun in a gun store, and unload a gun with a sales clerk. You still have to present the FOID beforehand.
Unbelievable.
But if you come in from out of state, driver's license does. Yeah.
So I found this out. So I don't know how much homework you did on me, but I make videos playing the trumpet with one hand and shooting a gun with the other.
I honestly did not know that.
All right, that's okay.
Okay, that's very cool.
I came out here one year, it was in 2020, one of my sister's friends she's like, hey, it's my birthday coming up. When are you? I call them gungrams.
Okay.
She's like, when are you
Love
going to
it.
do a gungram for my birthday? I'm like, I'll tell you what, we'll do one even better. I said, you play the bagpipes
My favorite.
and I'll shoot,
Okay.
right? So she's like, what? I'm sure she doesn't watch the show, so I'm perfectly fine telling you the whole story. So I said to her, I said, well, let's do Scotland the Brave. And she's like, what? What song? I'm like, Scotland the Brave? She's like, I don't know this. I'm like, there's two things you have to know on the bagpipes. You have to know how to play Amazing Grace, and you have to know how to play bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. She's like, I don't know how to play that. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, so I borrowed some guns from a family member, and I called up a couple gun stores because it was 2020, and I'm like, hey, I'm from out of state. I need to buy some 380s and some 38s. And the guy says, what state do you live in? I said, I'm from Massachusetts. And he's like, you can't buy ammo in Illinois if you don't live in a state that borders Illinois. I'm like, what? He's like, you have to have a FOID card unless you live in one of the border states. Then you can just come and buy ammo. And I'm like, that's a little screwy.
How do you even remember these things? It's kind of like their lines for voting.
Right.
They're gerrymandering. We're very good at it here.
Oh my gosh.
Take a lesson in that. I'll tell you what, I became an election judge.
Oh my gosh.
You got to get inside. You got to figure out what they're doing over here. Everything's corrupt.
That's
You get to the
nuts.
bottom of it by being in it, in the thick of things.
No kidding.
So go ahead.
Oh, let's go back to you get your FOID card, and then you got to do the 16 hours of class time and
Yep.
NRA USCCA.
Yep, went
got
through
it,
all
all that.
those. And I just didn't have anybody to shoot with, and my husband was gone a lot. So I'm like, show me how to use this thing properly so that I can clear my malfunctions and my jams. I took a lot of classes, and I was the only female in those. And the first class I took with I took it with a female, Jan Morgan. I know you know her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I probably didn't even listen to the rest of what she was saying because I kind of already knew. I had already taken basic classes and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, the firearms world can handle me. I'm going to become an instructor in this too. I'm just
firearms world
going
can
for it
handle me.
right now. And so as soon as I made that decision, I just got in that next class, took it, and jumped in. And I had smart girl politics. I was a state leader back then.
Oh, cool.
We had one night of shooting.
Mhm.
So I love that, but it wasn't enough. And then I went to the Well-Armed Woman, and we would go to our national conference, and we'd have one afternoon of shooting, and I still wanted more.
Oh my gosh.
So I was up in West Bend when I was becoming a TC for USCCA, a training counselor,
Wow.
to make other instructors. And there was a lot of talk of between the ladies up there. They were girl and a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the middle of building our house. I had had surgery and recovered from that. And so I was ready to get back into the group again, right? And it's
Yeah.
the height of COVID. So I ended up starting the Girl and a Gun chapter 5 years ago. And it grew to like over 100 members right away.
That is phenomenal.
Women want to shoot. They want other women to shoot with. They want to
Yeah.
have fun doing it. And there's a lot of different opportunities to jump into different things. So the concealed carry class was the opening for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say it was a bad thing, 16 hours. And the class I took I don't know if it's a stereotype, but in the guy world, it felt like I already had to know how to clean my gun. I already had to know how to disassemble it, put it back together, field strip it, all those things. And I thought that's what the class was going to teach me.
Yeah.
And so when I looked at the curriculum, when I became an instructor, that's why I decided I wanted to become a TC. Because in the medical field, I was already making instructors. So I wanted to train instructors in the firearms world because I wanted to apply what I had learned there and really show them what we could do with this 16 hours. And because that's the way it was written. So now I really love teaching it.
So I want to know this. I do the bulk of what I do is the NRA's home firearm safety course. Sometimes people will want to get their Connecticut permit. Connecticut requires live fire. So then I'll do the NRA basic pistol. We're going through a bunch of nonsense in Massachusetts. They passed a law just over a year ago that said that we have to have injury prevention, suicide prevention, disengagement training. Yeah, not as well as
De-escalate, I'm guessing.
De-escalation is fine. Disengagement training. So I Googled it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that came up with is pathological worry disengagement. I have no idea what that is. The second one was engagement training with your pet dog. And then further down was de-escalation. So I'm like, they're not even using the
They're
right
defining.
words. Yes. And then, of course, the class is going to have live fire and a written exam. So maybe the NRA basic pistol would be good, along with a couple of extra things, but nobody knows. And I always use Illinois and New York as an example of this because in 2013 out here, it went from give the police $10 and do a background check to 16 hours of class time. In New York, it was you can't get a permit. Now it's 18 hours of class time. God knows what the hell they're going to do in Massachusetts.
Right.
You
And
know?
don't you have to write some kind of essay and they still say no in New York? I don't think
I
you
think
get
one
it.
of the things they talk about is checking your social media. And I'm like, no, that's a bad idea too,
Wow.
right? That was one of the things that Hochul originally had on her.
We already had red flag laws here, and we just passed one not that long, a couple of years ago, that it was in place.
I said this with a friend of mine in a conversation the other day. The only thing missing from the red flag laws is a yellow hammer and sickle on the flag.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
Right?
The sweep of the pen, they outlawed all of my competition guns.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And it's only because of their magazine capacities and things like that, but it puts me out of competition. But the moment I drive over state lines, all my guns are legal again.
If you go either way, if you go to Indiana or Ohio.
They never did
Iowa.
anything. Yeah, they never did anything wrong. But these guns are just not loved here.
It's completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
I was shocked at how many people don't understand what the gun laws are doing to them, and the focus and the paid protesters. So a lot of it starts for me with the women around here. The men know, but are they going to do anything about it? It's the women that are a little bit more activist minded.
Mm.
Either
They get the mama bear thing going on.
Yeah, you come for their kids, or they're empty nesters and they have time available again.
Right.
And that's typically when I can get them to join in. And being your own first responder, they're seeing a lot of things in the news. Things happen here.
Oh my God!
If you live in Chirac.
I just saw a video 3 days ago. It was a soccer game. It was in Chicago.
Yes. Oh,
there
were
was a soccer
ducking
game. All these people are laying on the ground. The referee's making a little video. He's like, dude, we can't even play soccer here.
No, it's not safe to have your kids. And we've even had stabbings out in the parks out here.
Oh gosh.
Every time that stuff comes on the news, or people pay attention again, then we start, our classes.
Ramping them up.
Yeah, ramping up the classes. I hate to say it, but I noticed patterns when I got to this state. Every 4 years, there would be a price increase and a shortage on ammo, and it would always coincide with the presidential election.
Really?
Every time. COVID was the worst. I mean, ammo didn't come back online. Normally I'd buy, ahead of time, knowing that was going to happen. But during COVID, I was even depleting my own supplies because people didn't have any ammo themselves, and they were still wanting to take classes. So I used my ammo to run my classes, and I was able to stay open.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only way we were open. A lot of places closed down.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we have in the new law is they want to keep track of how much ammo people are buying.
Yeah, and they are. Yeah,
why?
Absolutely.
Why? I said, so you're gonna make people feel like criminals for buying lots of ammo because you think they're preparing for a civil war, a zombie
as an
apocalypse
instructor,
or whatever.
we'll raise the flag.
Exactly. And I said, so if let's say it's 50 rounds, if I have a class of 10 people, I'm going to need 500 rounds of ammo. If I can buy 1,000 rounds of ammo for less than buying it individually, now it's going to look like I'm a crazy person that's stockpiling ammo, but I'm buying 3,000 rounds because I got a bunch of classes coming up.
For competition, same thing.
Yeah.
We're buying in bulk, and we're going out for a week to Missouri for Fall Fest. You got to have it.
Yeah.
I'll have it shipped out there. And that's the thing. It's a lot of ammo. And then when you're trying to get some for home too, then it looks like, that you're buying in bulk and you're really not doing anything.
Yeah, that's
I'll
nice.
shoot all that in a week on the range. Maybe we shouldn't be don't air that part. My husband might see that. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and the more that I get to do in the shooting world, the Girl in a Gun has opened so many doors for us. Robin, she's well respected across the country.
She really is.
She's really raised our bar of training up to the highest levels, and I go out of my comfort zone to get that, and she provides it. World champions are those are our trainers. So when we head out for some of these events, that's what I'm going. I'm immersing myself in those trainings and coming back and offering those.
Yeah, that's
we've
great.
We've partnered up with a lot of people to do that.
It is hard. I mean, it's hard and expensive, and it's difficult for people to get out to go to a big event. And I know when Robin books her conference, it gets filled up like.
They just 750 women are grabbing those tickets up. So we're already sold out for next year. And we just came back from Colorado this year. It feels like yesterday. So every year we do different things. The trips for me are always booked ahead. I have several events for competition, but then I go across the country and teach a couple of classes too.
Oh, that's awesome.
The best one I get to teach, Texas, outdoor Texas camps.
Really?
That was an opportunity that I got through Robin. I think he interviewed like 6 ladies, and he said my enthusiasm is what got him. So I get to go down to Texas every year and teach pistol and rifle classes at this hunt club. It's like glamping, it's awesome. But they do pistol, rifle, shotgun, hunting, archery, mock blood trails, fly, fishing, casting, tying.
Wow.
I mean, these girls are ages 9 to 17, and they come back as counselors and interns, and it is the most amazing program that Peter has going down there. His name's Peter Velasco, and I feel so blessed to do all these different things in this world right now. It's been a great thing, and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, so I'm going to keep going.
That's great.
We just keep offering more classes to people.
That's so cool.
And those classes that we take out in Colorado and Drift Academy out in Virginia, learning how to drive on the racetrack, keeping yourself safe when you're traveling.
So cool.
The guys don't get these opportunities.
We don't. We got to talk to Robin about this.
A guy in a gun, Robin. I know she's way too busy.
She is.
But people are begging for it. The Girl in a Gun, you know why I really wanted to go with them? Because it's ages 10 and up. And in my company, I have so many women that are asking, and men, they want to bring their sons and their daughters, what age?
Yeah.
I start at 2-3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Nerf guns, I give them targets, not people. And they have to, as long as their attention span's with me, I'm with them.
Yeah. I always tell people that I did Nerf gun safety when my kids were young. And Nerf gun safety is my son would have his friends over and they could shoot the crap out of each other. But if the daughter wasn't playing, then you can't shoot her. And if you shoot her, done.
Yeah.
Like it's over.
Victimize her, right?
Yeah.
Make a fake gun before you take a gun. We do all that with them.
Make a gun, take a gun, yeah.
There's
so cool.
That dry fire training. We've got them running and gunning now. I've got some of the laser certs and cert sticks.
Nice.
So now I've got my little granddaughter. She's able to put a sling on
gosh.
and sling the rifle. It's hysterical.
That is awesome.
But it's so safe and it's so amazing. She gets up there and she'll tell an adult. The kids, the first thing I teach them in safety is to recognize when an adult is unsafe.
This makes them pay attention. Yeah, that's great.
Because I've seen way too many people put their finger on the trigger. And so those are the things I want them to recognize right away. And if they can recognize when somebody's being unsafe, they can get away from it. And they know anybody could potentially be unsafe.
Yeah.
With a knife, a gun, with whatever tool.
Whatever, right? Gasoline and fire.
Right.
Yeah, I always tell people guns were ergonomics before ergonomics was cool. right?
Totally makes sense.
You put your finger, they put the trigger there because that's where your finger wants to go.
Yeah. Once you make, I think I heard Beth Alcazar say it first, make a fake gun, put that straight finger and,
Right.
I show them what the other fingers are doing, what the other parts are doing, how it looks together, give them pictures to take home of that perfect grip. So they've got homework the first night they go home.
The interesting thing to me is when I tell people, I said, so now that you're taking a class to get your LTC, you're going to pay attention to movies and how people handle guns in movies. And I said, I love Clint Eastwood. God bless Clint Eastwood. He keeps his finger on the trigger all the time. It makes me nuts. It really does.
It's, I'm sure to be honest, I'm sure they plan it that way to give that visual, that optic,
right.
And I hate it. They're characterizing guns in Hollywood as bad, and they handle them so unsafe. I want to make safety cool. And I think we do that.
Like that.
Yeah, I think we do that.
All right, we still go straight, right?
This is Route 20. Yeah, we can go straight. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us more about your biz, because you offer more than just the, what do you call the license here in Illinois?
The concealed carry, yeah. Is that in the Floyd?
You got the Floyd card, but do you, like in Massachusetts, we call it a license to carry or an LTC. In New Jersey, it's a PTC, the permit to carry.
Mm-hmm.
In other
CCL,
states,
it's
CCW.
Yeah.
Okay.
Concealed carry weapons permit, concealed carry license. It's a CCL here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they outlawed that they said it was unconstitutional, and then they rolled it into a combo card with the CCL. So we got to fight it again. They just think of a new way, and the attorneys are the only ones making the money.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, so at the Academy, I offer beginner through instructor. So if you come in, you can take CPR classes. It's all about being the first responder in your life, your family.
Right.
And it's not just, guns all the time. I started off as a CPR instructor in the medical field.
Yeah.
My background was EMT and nursing.
Oh, very cool.
This was I'll try to make it short. This is a good story. This is how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
I had just signed up for EMT school, night classes, and I took a CPR class to get in, right?
Yeah.
Basic. My neighbor's over. She passes out on top of me, and she's having an epileptic seizure.
Oh my God.
Very common for her. She had a bad seizure problem. So, but she's 6'2", and she's on top of me, and I'm pinned underneath of her.
Oh my gosh.
And lucky for her, she made it to me before passing out because she touched my shoulder. And if she had missed that, I don't think she would have survived. She was still seizing when the paramedics took her away.
Wow.
She was choking.
We turn here, right?
Yes, sir. She was choking. And she didn't do, the whole hands up around the throat.
Right.
I had my back to them. And so she's laying on top of me having a seizure, but I felt her touch my shoulder. Why didn't she say anything?
Right.
So I put my arms around her, did the Heimlich while she's laying on top of me. It flies out, my dog ate it. I told this story in my class.
What?
The teacher said, you should become a CPR instructor. So I did the next weekend, and I've been teaching CPR my whole career, 32, 33 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And the firearms started 18 years ago.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that is how you became, you've been teaching medical stuff, which is how you got into teaching gun stuff.
Yeah, just being an instructor, I think, and just that mindset of approaching everything, learning it that way.
Yeah.
For years. So I'll buy all the textbooks instead of paying for the college classes anymore. I'll buy all the textbooks and just teach myself. I taught myself EKG that way.
What?
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
Because I teach my students to run the machine and do all that and troubleshoot, but I couldn't interpret. I don't remember learning it back as an EMT or a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And the machine interprets for you. So I quit TV in 40 days over Lent, and I needed something else to replace it with. So I taught myself to interpret EKG so I could better explain to my students what they were doing. And I learned it. It took a couple of times. It sounded like foreign language, and then I got it. And then my students started having 100% pass rate on the national certification.
Oh my goodness.
And so I changed the rates at our school, and they saw the value in that. And I got a job offer from the college, and I had always taught in these private tech schools. So I'm like, I don't have a degree. And she said, no, you've got more than 10 years experience, so you're good.
Wow.
So I started off teaching EKG at the college and then took over several other programs.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So, yeah.
It's one of the things that it took me a long time to realize, and I will completely admit is where I'm slacking, is not having enough medical training. Because I guess what did it for me is hearing someone say that if you carry a gun, you realize you're probably going to get in a dangerous situation, which you want to avoid.
You gotta have stop the bleed.
You got it right. I did one of them or two of them, but
Okay.
I don't think it was enough.
Little hands-on practice quarterly. Dry fire.
Yeah, there we go. Dry fire with stop the bleed. But everyone says you should carry an IFAC because you're gonna probably run into someone who's in a car accident.
Yeah.
And ends up needing.
That's where I use it more. Yeah.
This is what everyone says.
I've never really Band-Aids at the range, for people, but
For
mostly,
slide bite.
slide bites. Mostly what we're doing, stopping at a car accident, stopping, to see if anybody needs help. I always have, my big range bag with me, and we do build your bags. I was just at the gun range this last weekend. It was an 8-hour class, and we do the gunshot wound trauma and the emergency first aid fundamentals, and building out all the things that you can't get at the local pharmacies here.
Yeah.
You got to order online or something, or we build your bag during my classes.
Oh, that's cool.
Chest seals, trauma shears, tourniquets, all that kind of stuff. And you get to try them all before you buy them. Mm-hmm. So you can see which tourniquet you really like. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Practice on it, not to mess yours up. Be ready for it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love teaching those classes. It never gets old for me.
Yeah.
And then we throw in scenarios. That's where Robin will keep us motivated. We go out to Colorado and I'll take a class with Josh White. And he comes up with these, you can't talk about Fight Club, don't talk about Josh's Place until after the weekend's over.
Right.
But he gives us these great scenarios and it, remotivates me, reinvigorates me. I come home and I'm just throwing on new classes and new curriculum all the time.
That's awesome.
Loving it. There's a place out in Rockford.
Yeah.
Called Leo's Guns and Range.
Okay.
He shuts down to the public for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I don't know. He's so good to our group, to women in the gun industry. So Sylvia Aparicio and I, she's a facilitator for the Rockford chapter there. She went through my academy. Her and I will run classes together out there. So we're doing flashlights, no lights, and low lights. We're doing vehicle defense here this weekend. So they're getting a chance. And we're doing this one with CERT guns, the lasers.
Nice.
So yeah, some people have never thought about how they're going to defend themselves, where the vehicle works for you or against you.
Right.
So we're going to consider some of those things, the key concepts, and working with people on those. And that class with the no lights, most people have never shot in the dark or low light. So, and you know the rule, 3 to 5 rounds, 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 yards. And most of those self-defense encounters are going to be no light to low light.
Right.
So working with the weapons mounted and the flashlights handheld and the different positions. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah. Women love scenario training. The guys are taking it with us.
Right. Like the guy, I'm like, how can I sign up for the girls' classes?
We do the co-ed.
I wanted the ladies' classes. This sounds so cool. I don't think, I got a lot of friends in Massachusetts that are instructors. It honestly mostly seems like the bulk of what we do is just licensing classes. I know
I would lose my mind.
Some of the, there's some instructors that come, traveling instructors come through and do classes here and there. But I think my son, both my kids have their LTCs, they're licensed to carry, and my son bought a gun a year ago, and I'm like, we should take a class together. Yeah. Like, I want to do this with I want to do it with both the kids, but the boy's there, the girl's not. I'd like to do a class with my son, the shooting class, where I'm not the instructor and I get to be the student and do all this, but I haven't really found too much. So when I hear the ladies are out doing all sorts of really cool stuff, I get...
Well, I should tell you, the guys are taking our classes.
Oh my gosh.
The vehicle defense is probably half guys. The flashlights, no lights, and low lights, half men. Mm-hmm. We put out a couple videos, reels with those, and the guys were muzzling each other.
Oh my
fast.
goodness.
And the girls were coming out from behind them. They'll look behind a door like they're clearing the room and using their flashlight, and they don't even see them. So they get past in the hallway, and they're coming out of our little shoot house, and the girls are shooting them from behind. So the guys are having a good time. We do invite them a lot.
Yeah.
I got to fill the seats anyways. So, but the difference in the classes, you could come out and take some classes with us. It's a lot of fun, that scenario training.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's it. I just sit and think of curriculum all day long of what we can do different. The pepper spray classes, and that's where I utilize my business, where I think my academy is a little different. If you come out and you become an instructor through us, I'm going to show you what you can do to get your side hustle.
Yeah.
Partner up, distributor. Here's the products we're using. These products, I can typically sell some of the laser ammo smoke range stuff to instructors and show them how to utilize it in their classroom setting. Yeah.
Nice.
So when I'm teaching at my academy, they're seeing how we utilize that and those other classes and build those out.
That's so cool.
Partnering, you've got to have all of that extra stuff going on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd just be teaching those licensing classes.
Right.
Gun cleaning, everybody needs a gun cleaning class. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I was one of the guys that, I almost lost a spring when I took my 1911 apart the first time. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, thank God that didn't take an eye out.
I had a Mark II.
Oh my God,
it killed me. It's why I think I made my husband become a gunsmith.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
He's pistol, rifle, and shotgun gunsmith now, and I love it because truly he's accessorizing all my guns for me. Right. Yeah, and all my friends' guns. So he does it, right there on site when I break something or somebody dry fires wrong, break a firing pin or the firing pin falls out, he'll put it back together.
Oh my God, that's so cool. That is great.
It's nice to be able to work with him. And our academy, we built that together. Without killing each other, we built a lot of places.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the instructor course a bunch of years ago, they pulled out a Mark II. And the instructor, the TC took it apart and said, all right, well, who wants to put this together? I'm like, no way, I'm not buying one of those guns. No way. No way.
No. And you've seen how the Mark IV is just one button and they
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot easier.
I shoot one in competition for Bullseye League, and I'm shooting irons. Everybody else is red dot. So I get this thing that's 10 inches long.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best. I'm like 10 inches closer to the target than everybody else, and I have long arms, so
oh my gosh.
It makes me feel like I'm about 18 inches closer than the rest of you people. We're shooting at 50 feet, so I'm gonna take that foot and a half.
Oh my gosh. I did
You'll take a right at Dean Street just because of that detour. If you miss it, I'll take you down the other road, no problem.
All right. You're gonna have to tell me where Dean Street is.
It's a little ways up, yeah.
All right. I did a class, early on in the gun stuff. I got my license in 2002 is when I got a gun license. Okay. 2004, I went out to Front Sight in Pahrump. Gotcha. I went out to Front Sight in Pahrump and did a basic class. This is it?
Yep, this is it.
I did a basic class out there, basic handgun 2-day class, and the only gun I had, was a Smith & Wesson Model 19 with a 6-inch barrel, 357.
Ah.
So I'm walking. I got brand new. I got a Phobos holster. I got a 6-inch barrel, 2 inches hanging out of the bottom of the holster. So this guy in a truck just comes up. And he's like, "You and me have the same problem." I'm like, "What's that?"
I like big guns.
He's like, "You like guns that are bigger than your holsters?" And then he drove off.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, it was too funny.
Yeah, getting the proper holster is quite the important thing. Yeah,
for sure.
We're really enforcing no light in the trigger guard.
Yeah.
Take a left here.
All right. Well, listen, we are almost back to where we need to be. How can people find you and all the stuff that you are up to?
actfastacademy.org.
actfastacademy.org.
Yep.
Okay.
Got a website. You can contact me through there.
Yeah.
My phone number and email is always on there. I have a Facebook page for Act Fast First Aid and Firearms Training Academy.
Excellent.
And my Illinois McHenry County chapter of A Girl and a Gun is a great place to check us out.
Nice.
They can come shoot with us. and let me think what else. Yeah, that pretty much does it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm very easy to get a hold of.
You got a lot of stuff going on here in the middle of cornfields. You really do.
Well, what do you do with your time? Gardening and yard work and dogs and
That's all cool.
guns. We're in Illinois. When you're in Illinois, you got to kind of push back a little bit within the confines of the law, but
Of course, we still have to push back. Awesome. Well, cool. We're going to put some links in there. Deb, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a great drive.
Tonya, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
It is. It's always fun talking to you.
Oh, I'm honored. All right. Well, listen, we are going to wrap things up here. We're still driving. You can go to saf.org to let's pull over and make this easy for us.
Okay. You're turning right here.
Gotcha. Oof. We're going to do this in the shade. All right. So SAF.org is the Second Amendment Foundation. There's going to be a link below for that. You can check out all your favorite pro-freedom podcasts at the Self-Defense Radio Network, sdrn.us. There's also some links in the show notes for U.S. Law Shield, which I'm affiliate for, and for Patriot Mobile, where I'm also an affiliate. So check those links out. And if you enjoy the show, please share it with your friends, because that is how we get the Stagecoach America through. Thanks, bud. That's how we get the Stagecoach across America. Tonya, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll put some links for Tonya and her company, and we'll talk to you guys soon.